at 10 things you should know before moving to Los Angeles. What's up, everybody? Shane Inman here, local real estate agent in Southern California, helping families move here from all over the U.S. So if that is you, be sure to reach out. I'd love to help you get started in your home search. It's never too early to get started, so feel free to call, text, or email me. And if you're just wanting to learn more about the area, be sure to check out some of our other videos and like and subscribe so you're notified every time we put out a new one. All right, so I get a lot of comments on different videos about, why people shouldn't move to a certain area or crime or different things like that. And that's not what I'm going to be going over in this video. The video is going to be kind of getting to know Los Angeles and things you should know before moving here. But if you want to know about specific neighborhoods or crime or schools, be sure to do your research on different websites and figure out exactly what is going on in different neighborhoods. All right, so let's get into it. What do you need to know before moving to Los Angeles? So I moved here from Northern California about maybe 7 years ago or so. I grew up in Northern California, and there's definitely a lot of just biases or stereotypes or just, things that maybe you've heard that maybe are or aren't true about Los Angeles. So today I thought I would go over some of those things and give you an idea of what you can kind of expect when moving to Los Angeles. And, for me, I grew up thinking, okay, Los Angeles, it's busy with traffic and everyone lives by the beach and it's really hot and there's just, a lot of different things. And some of those things are true, some of them aren't. So the first thing I wanted to go over today is just choose your neighborhood before kind of choosing the home you want, because not every area has the same style of homes. And I know you have a certain criteria in your head, oh, I really want this, but do your research on the different neighborhoods and figure out what homes exist in those neighborhoods and what you really want in a community. And so by researching what area you really want, you're going to kind of come into a price range and a style of home that exists there. And then from there, you can kind of figure out what you really want. So tip number one is figure out the neighborhood you want to live in before you figure out the home you want to live in. And on that same note with getting to know the neighborhoods, if you are far away, I get that question a lot. I'm not here and I'm not going to be moving here until, or I'm not going to be there until I move there. So how am I going to go get to check out the neighborhoods? Like I mentioned, check out different websites and get a little bit of an idea of what you can find, like niche.com can give you different ratings on communities. But also feel free to reach out to me. I constantly have people that I'm, going and touring homes for them before they ever even move here, and we're checking out neighborhoods and doing video tours and FaceTiming before they actually live here. So you can still get to know the neighborhoods before moving here, but the best way is just driving around the neighborhoods and figuring out what neighborhood and community really feels good to you. All right, and the next thing to know about moving to Los Angeles is just getting to know what you get for your budget. And the best way of doing that is going to open houses or looking online and going to see properties. But you kind of have to keep in mind that photos on a house post might not be what it actually looks like. It may be better, it may be worse. So it is really good to see them in person. And so you can go check them out at open houses. Like I mentioned, I'd be happy to go check them out for you and do FaceTime tours. But also just, getting to know what you get for that budget, because if you're coming from another state, you're going to probably be very surprised about how small the interior is, how old the interior is. If the home was built in 1920 and you're used to a new build from after 2000, or maybe you think 2000's a late build, then you're gonna be kind of up for a surprise depending on what your budget is here, because it is a different style of home. You're really paying for the location more than you are what you get in the home. And the next thing to know about moving to Los Angeles is, can you handle the weather? And it's totally different weather in all areas of Los Angeles. Like I said, when I first moved down here, I kind of thought of Los Angeles as downtown LA, or the beach communities of like Long Beach or Santa Monica. I really didn't even know about the pocket of areas that I live in now, which is the South Bay. And the South Bay, you've got all these smaller towns that offer different things. Some are more inland, some are more close to the beach. But even within that area, you have different weather from what you get in like downtown LA, or if you're up more towards the valley of Los Angeles. So definitely figure out what is important in your search, because it's not super hot in every area. So you got the beach communities that are a little bit more consistent, but you get some overcast or windy days, but nothing super hot. You do get some random hot heat waves, especially right now. We've got, a couple of weeks that it's been very hot, but that's hot in relative terms, maybe 75, 80 degrees compared to 100 in different areas. So figure out what areas the weather matches the style of living you really like, because I have people that move here and they're like, oh, I have to have air conditioning in my home. And I'm like, well, in the South Bay, it's actually very common for a home not to have air conditioning, but it's because you get that breeze from the coast. Whereas you might be further inland and it's a definite necessity that you have to have air conditioning because you get maybe some 100-degree days. So figuring out what kind of weather fits your life is definitely something to think about before moving here. All right, and this next one is extremely important for Los Angeles. Everyone talks about the traffic, and it's true, it is as bad as they say. So you've got to figure out, can you handle that traffic? And if you can't, maybe you don't have to commute for work. Maybe you work remotely, or maybe your office is in an area that you can live nearby and not have to get on any freeways. So figuring out what that commute is going to look like is definitely a necessity. And so you might want to log on to the areas that you're searching at the time that you might be leaving for work, and just put it into the maps and kind of figure out, okay, what does my commute look like? Because you might put it in at 9 p.m. and you're like, oh, it's only 20 minutes. And then you put it in at 8 a.m. and all of a sudden it's an hour and 20 minutes. So traffic can definitely be an issue. And so you got to figure out what's important as far as living close to the job, maybe working remotely, and so you can be in any area you want, or maybe being close to a freeway because you're going to have to get on and off the freeway quickly. Another thing to think about with moving to Los Angeles is, how close do you want to be to the beach? I know it kind of seems a little crazy to say that, but not everybody lives by the beach, and for some people it is a priority. You can live 1 mile from the beach and be a good bike ride or run away from the beach, and that's nice because you kind of have a little bit removed of an area where you're in kind of more of a town or a smaller community, whereas you might be right on the beach and feel like, okay, I want to have an ocean view. Or maybe you don't care about being by the beach at all, and that's going to really help with finding a lower price. So closer to the beach, a little bit more expensive. So if you're not somebody that needs to have the beach in your walking distance or driving distance, or just being able to spend the day at the beach is not a necessity, you might be able to find something a little bit more affordable in Los Angeles. All right, and the next thing to think about when moving to Los Angeles is the schools. How important is the schools? And that is one of the number one questions I get from people moving here is, how are the schools? And just do your research. Go, like I said, go on niche.com and they can go on and give you some rankings, or just go on different school ranking sites and figure it out. I constantly have people reaching out looking to move to certain communities just because of the schools. And so do your research and see if that school is something that fits what you're looking for. I coach cross country and track at West Torrance High School, and have families reaching out about wanting to move there just because of the school district and the schools. It's a public school district. Maybe you're looking for a private school, and then you don't necessarily need the school district to make a difference. But yeah, do your research on the schools and figure out what is the most important thing in your search for schools as well. All right, and the next one's a little strange, but stores. How important are stores in your search? And I say that because whenever I'm hosting an open house or something, if people are from the outside the area, I often get asked, how close is the Costco? So if a Costco is important in your search, make sure that there is something nearby that fits what you're looking for as far as stores. Or maybe you don't want to be near stores. Maybe you're like, hey, I'll drive there once a week, do my grocery shopping, and I don't need to be real close. Or maybe you're like, I don't have a car and I need something to be within walking distance. So knowing what is important as far as the community and the stores have to for options as well is important. And another one to think about with Los Angeles is how important is that community and what is that community going to bring to you. So here in Redondo Beach and Torrance, they have a lot of different events throughout the year. They've got, running races, 4th of July 5K. They've got the Torrance Armed Forces race, and they have a parade. Are those kind of things in your community important? Do you want things to do? Do you want a community and network of people to meet with? Or are you like, you know what, I don't need the community, I just need it to be close to work, I need it to have a good price and the style of home I'm looking for? Then there's totally different styles of living all throughout Los Angeles, and you're gonna find different styles of homes and different communities and what they have to offer, and they're all gonna have something different. So it's just important to think like, hey, I really need to have a community that has a community pool, for instance, a big community center that has different classes and gyms and things. And does it have that? Maybe you're in the area of Los Angeles that really nothing is within walking or distance without getting on the freeway, and so you want to think about that and how that community fits in with what you really have in your goals as well. And the last one is kind of goes back to what we've talked about with all over LA and congestion and traffic and everything, and that's parking. And so if you want to be by the beach, you may struggle with parking because people are coming in to the beach every day during the summertime and they're taking up all the parking, and maybe it's metered nearby. Or let's say you live in a busy area and there's just nothing but street parking, and so then that can be an issue. Or maybe you're buying a home in Los Angeles that doesn't have a driveway, or it's a condo or a townhome, and you want to make sure that parking is not going to be an issue. Or maybe you have 2 cars and you only have a spot for 1 car. So there's totally different styles of living all throughout Los Angeles, and for some people you can just pull right up to your house, park in your driveway, go inside, and once you want to leave, you're good. In other areas it's like got to drive around looking for parking, can't find anything. So figure out if parking is important in your search. And if you are looking to move to Los Angeles or any of the cities nearby, I'd love to help you get started in your search. My name is Shane Inman, and feel free to call or text or email me about getting started in your home search today.